35 years ago today, the First Coast experienced a rare and unforgettable sight, snow. It was a Monday in 1989 that left a lasting mark on our city. And tonight, our Drew Cosgray has insight from two people you probably recognize about that day back in 1989, Drew.
Yeah, Anthony, well, let's just say Jacksonville did not look like this 35 years ago. It looks more like what you're seeing next to me, all that snow that happened in 1989. And we talked to a few familiar faces at First Coast News to tell us what it was like that day.
It's like nothing you've ever experienced on the First Coast.
David Binfield was 8 years old on Monday, 1989. Exactly 35 years ago to the day the last time Jacksonville had the snow of '89. His family headed to Atlanta for the holidays, but had to make a detour back home. He remembers there was so much ice and snow that you could not cross the bridges.
I remember my parents being very worried, like when we were trying to get out of town.
First Coast News Chief Meteorologist Tim Deegan says, while December 23rd is the day everyone remembers because of the snow, what caused it to be so drastic were the days before, with 20 hours of freezing snow and sleet, causing many families to be stranded for the holiday.
And that's what happened in Jacksonville. We had the freezing rain and the sleet. Every single bridge completely froze over before it ever started snowing. So although eventually, once we had the snow, that was fun. And because everything was ice, then just about every flake accumulated. So everything was white through Christmas.
Benfield and his family were able to stay safe during the storm. What happened next, he will never forget.
As soon as we got home, I left the house, ran over to all my buddies in the neighborhood, already had my helmet on. So we go out there and just have the most epic football game with a bunch of 8- and 9-year-old dudes.
Something he says he and his buddies still talk about to this day.
It was a truly special day because we haven't been able to experience anything like that since, right? So like as far as Jacksonvillians, you know, it feels like an exclusive experience.
And talking to Tim earlier, he told me actually when he saw that model for the first time in 1989, he said he actually did not believe it in Jacksonville. Drew Cosgray, First Coast News, on your side.